we're getting 20 a minute, so I'm only going to be able to feed one of these at a time. If you ever wanted more, of course that is at base speed. If you go through the upgrades and upgrade those, I reset all my points just to kind of do the math on this. So the base speed, we're getting 20 a minute. If we increase our machine speed, if we increase our belt speed, we can certainly get more out of this. Welcome back, fellow alchemists. In the last episode, we got our soap line up and running. It is automated, and we kind of are at the point where we need a little bit of a redesign of the shop here. So I tore out all the walls. Like, all the walls are out. Kind of did that off camera a little bit. So now our shop, we have more space in our sales floor. And probably going to work on this a little bit off camera here and there. And I started working on our second story. I would like to get this a little lower now that I'm looking at it. It seems a bit high. But when I looked at it below, at the level below this, it was right at the very top of most of our machines. So I may wait on that until we have a little more efficient designs. I think I need to go back and redesign a few of my machines. Now that we've got coal, I think we're going to be able to redesign these and not have to stack these up so high to use the wood, although we still need to do that for the stone in the back, though, don't we? I don't know. There's certainly something I could do. I could come up with a better design, maybe. But they're not quite as tall, because the problem is, as you can see, when we put in our second floor, there's no way to get behind that machine if we use this. So if I ever needed to get behind this machine or on top of it and adjust anything, if that floor is there, there's no way for me to do that. And, you know, in thinking about it, I probably don't need to ever get back there, because everything now is working really well, but I would just like to future-proof it, I guess I should say. But for now, I've got a second floor up here, the basics, the start of a second floor. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Ideally, we're going to use this for more production space when we fill up down here at the bottom, which we're probably going to do today, because I peeked ahead, and what we're going to work on today is we are going to get our next couple, well, we're going to start working on level 5. We finished tier 4 entirely with the soap and the vitality potion, so now we need to start working on researching for tier 5. And there's a lot going on here. There's new items we can craft, like turquoise, so it is a jewelry, and then we'll need a jewelry shelf to display those or sell those. There is an advanced fertilizer, which appears to be so much better than the basic fertilizer. Its nutrient value is 720 versus, let's see, the basic fertilizer, 144. So it's like 4 times, 5 times? I don't know the math off the top of my head, but it's like 5 times, maybe 6 times more potent, I guess is the right word. So it would mean that our builds would not to get, well, we're not using that much space to make fertilizer. Like, the fertilizer machine is fairly small. It's all the stuff to feed the fertilizer machine that we need to make more compact. The fertilizer machine itself is not that bad. This is making the basic fertilizer, and it's, you know, it's fairly compact, so that's not the issue. The issue is the big monstrosity to try and get those machines smaller. But I think today what I want to start working on is, let's see, we've also got bounce shrooms. This looks to be like a storage flask. It says a spherical flask for storing liquids. An Athenor, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It says it has a chance of failure, 2 conveyor outputs, and failed products go through the second one. So I have not fooled with that, but that's probably something we're going to need, because if I'm looking ahead, this stuff is crafted at that Athenor. So we also have a lot of cool other things like filter splitters, priority mergers. We have cannons, metal stands. Now the stands are probably going to allow us to make some different designs in our builds. Steel ingots are coming up, and those are also crafted in the Athenors. But then over here, advanced fertilizers, a shaper. An advanced shaper requires a recipe, has 6 conveyor belt inputs and 1 conveyor output product is crafted gradually as materials are fed in. That seems like a very complex with 6 inputs. So we're gonna hold off on that one because it's used. It looks like it's used to make Jupiter, and I have no idea. It looks like that requires an astronomical number of materials to make. Like, if I'm looking at that correctly, 600 pulleys, 1,800 small gears, and 1,200 wood to make one. And it looks like it's really slow. So that looks like an end of the line kind of thing. So I'm thinking of starting small. Something like this. Yeast powder or turquoise. I'm going to start researching turquoise. I think that, yeah, let's do that. Turquoise and a jewelry shelf to sell it on. That's a relic shelf to sell this item, the relic, the Jupiter. Yeah, we're going to leave that alone for a little bit. We're going to start working on turquoise today. So that's crafted at an assembler. Let's get one of these down to kind of get an idea of our recipe. Yeah, this is where we pretty much have all of our space. I probably need to adjust these stairs to come in from this side and go up that way. Yeah, probably. All right, so there's our turquoise. Let's see, set this recipe. What do we need to input? Sand and healing potions. Healing potions and sand. Okay, healing potions and sand. I've got a healing potion blueprint back here, so we'll need to feed it. Pay no attention to this spaghetti back here. I did the best I could. We need to feed it flax and sage, so we will need a nursery setup. If we want it automated, we're going to need a nursery setup. Okay, and then sand. I've been working on my clay line and sand line off camera, and I've got a new blueprint for it. Which one is producing the sand? Yeah, it's back here. Right here's my sand blueprint. This is my old one that I originally started with, and it's fine. It works just fine. It's producing, I think, 5 a minute, so 20. It's producing 40 a minute on sand. My new one makes a little bit more, I think 60 a minute. Let me look at it real quick. Blueprints. This is our healing potion one. That's not the one I'm looking for. Sand. Yeah, I designed 2 different ones. One that makes 60 and one that makes 120. And the only difference is it utilizes the same space. I guess I could show it to you guys. Now this one is not... There's nothing wrong with this one. But once I built it, I realized, and I am using the shelves for this one. I got some tips that I should try and start using some shelves. So I started practicing some builds with the shelves. That's where I designed. That's where this idea came from. So the shelves, okay, yeah. And then Swift, I looked at them and I was like, you know what? It's okay, but it's got some unutilized space in the back, right? It's got empty spaces in the back. And I was like, I could tighten that up. And this is stackable. Like if you really wanted to stack a second one on top of it and really go high, you could. But instead, I was like, let's just try and build it a little more compact. And so I came up with this. And I kind of like this one better. And it essentially is just turned sideways. It's this machine turned sideways. And when I did that, I could fit 2 stone crushers per each level on it. So that's going to be, it basically doubles the output for the exact same footprint. If you look at it, it's the exact same size. So I think I like that one better. I don't know how much sand we're going to need for this. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. I couldn't see for a minute. So I think that, you know what we should do, just so we have an idea? We should do this as well. Let's go in here and reset these points real quick. Just so we can get an idea of the base. So we need 60 sand a minute, because that's how I base my blueprints. Like, when I built this, I designed this with 120 a minute at the base speed. So that's with no upgrades. So that produces 120 with no upgrades. So this is, let's do 60 a minute. So this will feed 2, wow, 2 assemblers. All that for 2 assemblers, okay. And then healing potions, we need 10 a minute, so that's 20. How much does this do base? This does 40. So this is actually double what we need. I could just split this in half. Yeah, I could split that blueprint in half. So if we delete this right here, oops, I gotta hit shift first so I don't accidentally pick up my floor like that. And then confirm that. 6 grinders, 120 sand. And now let's build our healing potions. This does 40 a minute. And we essentially only need half of this. This is actually not going to be that bad. I'm overthinking it. I'm sure I'm overthinking it. So let's delete it from here back. I don't remember how many conveyor belts this is going to mess up inside here. I think I've got it fairly straightforward. It's been a while since I built this. Yeah, we could just leave it bare like that, or we could cover it up. But yeah, that should be fine. And you just feed in your flax and sage in here. Like, you can do it either way. I think on this one over here, I've got it. I color coded it. I've got the sage at the top and the flax at the bottom, so you can kind of easily see. It doesn't matter. You can do it either way. It works the same if you do flax at the bottom or sage at the top, or however you want to do it. So that's going to feed... That's not that bad. The question is, how are we going to feed this with flax and sage? I guess nurseries. Let's go for scale. Let's just free build it. And, well, not free build it, but we'll build it from blueprints. Let's see, I've been working on a new charcoal. I've been toying around with the idea of running charcoal through the base or coal through the base, but we're not ready for that yet. We want to start with quicklime powder. This is probably going to be overkill, since I only need 40 potions a minute, 20 potions a minute, but we're going to overkill it, whatever. Who cares? I want to leave, I guess, like 1 square of space just in case. Rotate that so our outputs are facing that direction. And we're going to put down our plant ash. This should be a fairly quick build once I have all the materials in hand. I got to keep running back and forth to grab, like, probably some gears eventually. I will need some rope. And do I need gears? Might as well grab gears. A few small gears wouldn't hurt. There we go. 1 trip, save me having to run back and forth here. We want to put down our plant ash. That's going to balance perfectly with this machine. And we just want to rotate our outputs to be like this. Then we want our assemblers to make the fertilizer. I wonder if this would be so much more efficient if we went ahead and researched the... Rotate this. Why can't I see? If we went ahead and researched the advanced fertilizer. I don't know. Let's put down a couple of conveyor belts to snap this machine in. I don't know if you guys might have seen me do this once or twice. I forget how I edit all my videos. And we know we want to run our plant ash over. You guys might have seen me do this once before. To there. Alright. This is our quicklime is already in. We need... Let's put down some... Bleep bloop down a few blocks there. And we just want to run this belt over, so we're going to need to lift it. Rotate this one around. Input it there. And then come across with our plant ash for the opposite side of this machine. Because the way it's stacked up, one side, or the bottom row is all the quicklime, and then the second row of conveyor belts is the plant ash. Okay, that is our 15 times 8 is 30, 60, 120 fertilizer per minute. 120 fertilizer per minute. So that means we can do up to 3 stacks of plants, nurseries, 3 stacks. Depending on the plant. I think there's slightly different outputs depending on the plant, but that's fine. So we want flax and... Oh, I need to go buy some seeds. We're going to need 8 flax seeds and 8 sage seeds. Do I have any? No. So 8 flax, 8 sage. like that. Oh, do we have any quests to do today? We could probably turn in... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's make some cash. Why not? What do we need? 180 soap? We definitely have that. That machine has been churning out way more soap than we're selling, even though I wasn't able to nail the 60 per minute on it. And I could. I went back and looked at the footage and everything. The only thing I'm short on, because you see the flax is full now. Once I let the machine run a while, the flax filled up. And the only thing I'm short on is like 90 plant ash a minute. So I could literally duplicate this recipe next to it and cut it in half, and it'd be done. It'd be 60 a minute. But we're so close. We're producing like 58 a minute. It's close enough. I'm not gonna split hairs over that. And as you can see, we're producing more than enough. How many of these pulleys do we need? I grabbed some from the bottom stack too. And 60 healing potions, which I know we've got stored right here. There we go. Okay, let's turn this quest in real quick. Make a little bit of cash. Actually, that's a lot of cash. 50 silver coins. Wow, that's pretty good. I have been keeping this chest fairly full. I pulled my silver out of that, and then I've been storing extra silver in there occasionally, just like my piggy bank, so to speak. Let's get back to this build, though, now that that's done. Let's stack our nurseries. I think I'd just put flax at the bottom. I don't guess it really matters. You could do it either way. You could do flax at the bottom. You could do sage at the bottom, flax at the top, however you want to do it. I need to rotate that. That is facing the wrong direction. And we're going to stack this vertically, so we're going to leave like 2 squares of space in between. We're going to feed our fertilizer into this one, into that one, and now we just need to belt it up for the next floor. This machine may actually be in the right spot, but for now, let's just move it out of the way. Let's see, let's just cut it and move it to there for now. We kind of got an idea of what we're going to do. Okay, we need to stack our next nursery. I have one for... Yeah, this is the first one I built. Oh, I'm a little short on wood again. Let's just grab, like, a ton of wood. And nursery... Oh, I need clay as well. I should really sit down and plan these things out a little better so I don't have to keep running back and forth to grab materials. Is that producing... Oh, yeah, it's overloaded on sand. Yeah, that's working well. It's just a little slow. I've been using a lot with building all these nurseries, using a lot of the clay. All right, we want to put our nursery for the sage on top. We want the outputs to go, yes, like that. And now it's pretty simple. Just belt this up. We'll take an input there. This is the way I like to do it. There are so many options in this game. Like, you could do things so many different ways. There is like no right way to do it. As long as you end up with the correct result, it's not wrong. If it's dumb and it works, it's not dumb, guys. I keep saying it. One day it'll be true if I keep saying it, right? You know what? We could just leave it like this and feed half the machine into this, because that's all we need. We're going to end up with a bunch of wasted sage and flax that way. Why not scale it up? Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. Let's delete that. Oh, end of day 73. We certainly made a ton of money, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. 50 silver coins. Well, most of it was due to that quest, but made a bucket of money. We are not hurting for cash, that's for sure, so I am not worried about wasting a little bit of extra here and there on stuff to automate. You know, like our coins going around the base buying things. We don't always need all those things fully stocked at all times, but we're going to do it. Ooh, urgent request for 60 turquoise. Let's see if we can finish this real quick then. Let me quit yapping. So let's just build the healing potion. We'll do the full build. We'll see if we can knock this out real quick. We're going to need to leave a couple spaces for belts, and I want that to line up. I think it's like that. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so This is going to be a little bit cramped, but you guys should be able to see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to feed the flax at the bottom, and then let me color code the top ones to be the sage, just so it's easier to see. Yeah, I want that one like that. Let's take this belt over to here. And let's run like that. We want this one to feed in at the bottom. And come across there. Take that belt. All right, that's our flax for one side. Do the same thing on the other side. We want to put down this one to feed into it. You can see it's blue. That way you know it's connecting. You've got it facing the right direction. Oh, I did that lab stand. One extra. It's okay. And feed that one in. Now we need to do the same thing for the sage, except the sage needs to feed into this top machine, so we just need to hit a belt right there, and we're going to need a lab stand right here. And just a regular block will do for the next one. I like using the blocks a lot of times because it saves you on the nails. And then we need to take these down to this level, so we're going to need lab stands on top of this. And that one, try and duplicate this on the other side. Regular blocks will do for the end pieces, like that. Okay, now we want to take this belt out that way. I can't see the blue, but that should be snapping into place. We want to run this one down to the end, the furthest away, like that. And this one across this way the same way. Is that right? Is that how I want that? That'll work. There's no wrong way. There's no wrong way. We'll do it this way. And we'll feed this one in from this side. Make sure it's the right height. Yes. Same thing right here. Feed it in. And the right height. Yes. So this one is going to feed from here. And it's going to accept the material there and there. Same thing right here. We want it to feed out right there. Oh, get in there. That one there. That one there. There we go. Boom. That's our sage filling into the machines and our flax filling into these. So we're actually going to have extra healing potions. We're going to be making 40 a minute at the base speeds. And then this, we could just double this up. Like, let's make 2 of them. We could do 4. We could do 4 assemblers. We could make, what, 20 turquoise a minute? The belting will be a little difficult for that. For this. I wonder if actually I should build this first and then copy the belts. That's probably what I'll do. Let me build this first. Oops. Let's copy this machine. Let's move it to where we want it. And I'm going to try and get it. I need some space for belts. I wonder if we could just sandwich it up against that. Yeah. Let's do it like this. Now, belts. So, this produces 120. Each belt can only hold 60 at all the base speeds. So, we're good on those. Those can all run through one belt if we need them to. So, we need to go 1, 2, 3 rows to one belt, and then the other 3 rows down to another belt. So what I'd like to do is have it coming out something like this and like this. Yeah, the first row is obviously going to be really easy. We will lab stand these up. We also going to need to think about the third row. What if we did it like that? And we just take a conveyor belt and, yep, inputting it into there ought to be fine. Lab stand this up. And then just some regular blocks. I could probably switch these back to wood now that I am producing a lot more wood, but I digress. I'm getting distracted. Stay focused, Jimmy, please. We'll just run this one across to here. Have our... I don't know, I think I want it to go that way. And then snap in right there. That should work. That should work, because each one of these should be producing 5 sand per minute, if my math is right, if I remember correctly. Let's see, my sand is back here. Each grinder produces, yes, 5 a minute. Alright. So now that I've got that belt done, I essentially just need to double it up for the other side. So the other side, we're going to come across the other direction. So we want it to go this way. I'm going to try and do something very similar. I just need to think about my belts a little more carefully, because I don't want it to run way out over here. Like, let's do the first one like this. Lab stand this guy up. Put in some blocks. And when I'm done with this, I am literally just going to copy this blueprint. The next one, ooh, I have not quite... No, this will work, this will work, this will work. I'll just do it like that. Put down our belt there. And then the last one will run straight across. Put down our conveyor belt out that way. I like that. I like that. It's not the cleanest looking conveyor belt system in the world, but it definitely works. Yeah, and it's actually almost symmetrical. It's close. It's close enough. Close enough. All right, so now we want to copy this. And I'm just going to take it. Let's see. The machine actually goes to right here, so we'll just copy all these belts. We can adjust them as we need to. And we want to go to right there. I don't want to copy the wrong stuff and move the wrong things. Okay, now let's confirm that, and we'll just bleep bloop this one down right there. And now we've got 240 sand and 40 potions. Yes, all right. Oh, this is going to be nice. So let's do, how do we need to, oh, I need gears, I need gears, I need gears. I don't know that I'm going to finish this build before my time runs out on this quest, but we are going to try. Let's just grab a full stack of those, another full stack of those, and all I really have to do is combine these now into a semi-decent blueprint. I guess the easiest thing to do would be to stack them on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although it might look cooler if we come up with a way to stack these vertically, like 2 and 2. Would that be nice? Okay, I've got something stackable finally. Finally. It took me a minute to come up with this, but now all I can do is copy it and paste it. Let's see. B to build, clone. Copy it, hit F to confirm it, stack the next one right next to each other. There we go, there's 4 of them. It's somewhat compact, and that is stackable. Like, if you wanted to, you could stack that up even higher. I could delete these. This is my previous failed attempt. Coming up with a way to stack these. This is not the cleanest look ever, but it should be fairly easy to build these in now. So we just need to figure inputs and outputs and probably move this a little bit closer. Yeah, let's do that. Hold shift and pull it, drag it across. Now, where do we want to put this? Probably not too close that the belts are a pain, but probably somewhere about right here. Now, we're going to need 1-to-1 on those. And then our outputs are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have 1-to-1 sand, 1-to-1. Okay, so every machine gets 2 inputs, 2 outputs. And that one can go straight into the machine. There we go. First one's done. Now the second one, that means it will need to back up a bit. We're going to feed it along the bottom as well. Now what we could do is just use one of those. Could we fit one of those in here? These crossway tunnels, would that work? No, there's not enough room. I've got it too tight. So we'll just conveyor it. It's not a big deal. Belt that one over. A platform stand. Run this one back. Output at the bottom. Like that. Pelt that over. Oh, now I need to feed the sand into the second one. And it's going to be fairly simple. I am making this harder than it has to be. I'm really overthinking a lot of this stuff. Boom. Okay, that's done. Now we do the same thing for the second floor. This one needs to go up into there. So we'll use a lift, hit T, lift it up straight into that machine. So that means we need a couple of blocks right there. Belt that across. That one is done for that. Now we need to do the same thing with the sand. We need it to go right here. So that means we need a lab stand there. We need a lift here. Like that. Lab stand that one. And that one. Take this belt across to right here. Just put a lab stand there to carry that one across into that. Did I do that right? Oh, I've got the height wrong on this. This one needs to go up one more. Just put a couple blocks there. That's got it. There we go. Okay. And lastly, we need this healing potion right here to jump up into that machine. Just magic your way up there. It'll be fine. So we'll just use lifts and blocks. Block there. Block there. Block there. Block there. I'm just going to use one lift. One lift to do the whole thing. Take that up. I am out of rope. Can you believe it? I ran out of rope again. Where am I making rope again? Oh yeah, right here. Oh, I need to refill this machine. Oh, we have run out of flax. Okay. Note to self, I have got to get some flax into there. Let's just do that right now. I forgot to automate this, and that's been sitting there empty for a while, and it has not run out. Huh. Okay, well, that's an oversight on my part. I got to figure out a way to automate that. Get some flax. Ooh, that flax is way over there. Run it all the way across. Eesh, that's not ideal. Okay, I'll just have to remember to fill it up. I thought I had everything completely automated. I lied. What am I doing here? Quit getting sidetracked. No more distractions, please. Run that belt into there. All right, lastly, the easiest one. We just need one lift. And our sand. Come across to that. Boom. And now we're going to have our outputs go, let's see. We got 2 there. We could do it 1 and 1, couldn't we? It doesn't matter. Oh, wait. We should probably send it that way. That's right. So let's delete that belt. Let's have this one go across here. And then output that way. And then this one can come across this way. And then they both just merge right here. Yep, like that. I will... Let's put down a storage box. Why not? Wishful thinking that this thing's going to fill up, but there we go. Now we need a portal in our coins and some sigil stones. I'll do that real quick. Okay, it looks like my machine is now filling up all the way. Yes, our fertilizer is making it up to the top. We've got all of our sand flowing in, and we're getting the first few potions rolling out and the first few turquoise. I went ahead and put down the new jewelry display, was it called? Jewelry shelf. for the customers to buy our finished good. Let's see, we have a quest here. Oh, let me turn back on my HUD. Oh, I need 20 turquoise to turn in. So 1, 2, I forgot to grab those. Grab 20 of these. 18, 19, and 20. Get this turned in before the day ends. Random quest for 20 turquoise. Boom, we got some cash. Yeah, that's not bad. We're getting 20 a minute, so I'm only going to be able to feed one of these at a time. If you ever wanted more, of course, that is at base speed. If you go through the upgrades and upgrade those, I reset all my points just to kind of do the math on this. So the base speed, we're getting 20 a minute. If we increase our machine speed, if we increase our belt speed, we can certainly get more out of this. That is going to wrap up this episode, guys. This was a long build. Even though it was just slamming down blueprints for the most part, it was a lot of blueprints. And then I basically just had to, you know, feed all the ingredients into the final output. But that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss a future update, a future video. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, guys. This video took a lot of time to put together, and I hope you guys appreciate it. If you do, be sure and hit the thumbs up button. It lets me know you enjoy the content and you'd like to see more. With all that being said, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.